Gurupadugabhyam Namo Namah Shri Gurupadugabhyam Namo Namah Shri Gurupadugabhyam. Om Maleshwari Namaha. I humbly pronounce to all of you. So Atlanta has a unique distinction of getting the ashram just after one visit of Amma to Atlanta, isn't it? No other city that Amma visited has been able to accomplish getting an ashram immediately after Amma's visit. So, very happy that to know that, and also I think some of you must have a lot of devotion for Amma. That's why Amma gave you an ashram so quickly. So when Amma was here, everybody was so busy and they did not even worry about their sleep. They did not worry about their food. I mean the volunteers who were participated in organizing Amma's program, they didn't care for their sleep. They didn't care for their food. Some parents did not even care for their children. So they were never tired, full of energy. But after the program was over, it's all gone. We lost all the energy, then all our worries and problems started attacking us. So we were not able to stay awake or forget our food. All these things came back. So in Amma's presence it happens, but when Amma is gone, we are not able to maintain the same attitude. But you look at Amma, she has the same attitude. When she came to Atlanta, she was having the same attitude, loving all her children, sharing her love and giving darshan and talking to all of us. And when she left Atlanta to the next city, she had the same attitude. She doesn't feel tired or sleepy when she goes to the next city. She's able to maintain the same attitude, same type of energy all the time. And when she went back to India, there was a huge crowd awaiting Amma. There also Amma was the same. She never said, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I want to eat food. She never said that. So Amma is able to maintain the attitude throughout her life. But we are able to maintain that only when Amma is visiting Atlanta. When Amma is visiting the next city, you don't feel that. So there is something magical. And Amma visits our own city. And then we also got a lot of opportunity to perform seva for Amma, to do selfless service to Amma. So by giving us this opportunity, what Amma wants to develop is that attitude. That is more important in our life. Whatever may be the action we perform, that attitude is more important. So Amma gives us the opportunity to do seva when we are here. When we were doing seva, what was our attitude? We offer our service to Amma because of our love. And we are happy to work for Amma. We never expect anything in return. We offer a service or we perform the selfless service because we love Amma. So we love to do that. So just because we are doing service for so many years, in some cities Amma has been visiting for 30 years, and none of the seva members, the volunteers, even including the main organizers, they never expect that, since they have been serving Amma for the last 30 years. They never expect I want an award from Mama, Amrita Seva award. No. They don't expect anything from Mama. They just offer it as an expression of their gratitude. Because they have received Mama's blessings, they have received so many benefits from Mama. So they offer this as a token of their gratitude to Mama. So when you offer something as a gratitude to Mama, you don't expect anything, isn't it? Because then it's not a real offering. Or it's not an expression of my real gratitude. I just offer it. I don't expect anything from them. So Amma gives this opportunity to serve her, not because she wants to make us work hard for Amma. No. By giving this opportunity to us, she wants us to create a certain attitude where we offer the service to God, to Guru, without expecting anything. So that's the attitude. And then we are supposed to carry over that attitude in all action that we perform in our life. That is the purpose. That attitude with which we are offering our service to Amma should be carried over to all our activities in our life. Be it my household chores, be it my office work, or anything. If you are able to carry forward the attitude in our actions, then our whole life becomes worship. Is it not? Say, if you are able to carry, or if you are able to cultivate the same attitude in all your actions, then your whole life becomes a worship of God. Not just a few hours. Now what is our worship? Our worship consists of only Archana, we do, and maybe some little bit of meditation, some bhajans. So at the most maybe 1 hour or 2 hours. But what about the 22 hours? There is no proper attitude. So our worship is confined to a few hours, a couple of hours. But that's not enough. If you are able to carry forward or cultivate the attitude in all our actions that we perform, then our whole life becomes worship. That's what we see in Amma's life. All of you might have read Amma's biography. And Amma's mother, Damini Amma, always used to tell our Amma that you should never sit idle. You should always work. If you don't have any work, pray to God to give you work. Then we will never pray to God. Then Amma used to pray to God, please give me your work. God, please give me your work. That's what Amma used to pray. So now Amma is having so much of work. All the time working and working. So not only Amma prayed like that, but she considered every work that she was doing as worship of God. Now Amma's mother fell ill when Amma was studying in 4th standard. And because of her, Amma could not continue her studies. So Amma had to take on her shoulder the whole household chores, like cooking, washing the clothes, cleaning the kitchen, taking care of the cattle. Amma had to do all the work. It's all just household work. How can you think it as worship? But what Amma would think was, whenever she would cook for the family members, even though it was the family members that were going to eat the food, Amma would think, I am cooking this for Lord Krishna, and Krishna would come and eat the food. So she would pour her heart and soul into the action of cooking the food. And when Amma would clean the house and the surroundings, she would think that Krishna would enter the house anytime. So it became a worship of Lord Krishna. Whenever she would wash the clothes of the family members, she would think that Krishna would come and wear these clothes. So the act of washing the clothes became worship. Act of cleaning the house became worship. After cooking, the food became a worship. So Amma was able to carry forward the attitude of worship in all actions she did. Not because Amma had to do it. Amma doesn't need to do anything. But why did she create such a situation? Because she wanted to be an example for all of us. So we think only meditation and by singing bhajans and chanting a mantra and archana is worship. So Amma wanted to prove that you can convert your whole life as a worship of God. That's why Amma created such a situation. Because as an enlightened master, Amma was born with the knowledge. She didn't have to take birth helplessly like we all do. She created her own sankalpa, like Krishna, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata tadatmanam srijameham. I myself incarnate. There is no reason. Amma, the master like Amma and Krishna, all those great incarnations did not take human birth because of their karma. They took birth of their own sankalpa, of their own will. So Amma, there was no need for Amma to work like this. But in order to be a role model for all of us, she knew that in future millions and millions of devotees would follow her. So she wanted to be a role model for all of us. So she herself created such a situation where she had to work hard, where she had to face all this difficult situation in life. Just to prove that in spite of all these difficulties, all these obstacles, all these hardships in life, we still can realize God. That's her message. In spite of all these difficulties, all her barriers, you can still realize God if you want. So that's what Amma's life proves to all of us. So she was able to convert each and every action as a worship of God. So Amma is giving us this opportunity to perform seva only to help us to cultivate that attitude throughout our action. So the spirit of seva should be carried out to all our actions in life. Then everything becomes a worship of Amma, isn't it? If you have a family, you can think that Amma has given you this family. If you are working, you can think that Amma has put you in this situation. So whatever I do here, may it become worship of Amma. Whatever I do to my family members, may it become worship of Amma. The family members may not appreciate what you do, but it doesn't matter. Your duty is to perform without expecting anything. Then it becomes Amma's worship. So that's why we proceed in our life, because what is the most familiar thing to all of us? The most familiar thing to all of us is action. Is it not? That's what we do all the time. The moment I wake up from my sleep, the moment I wake up from the sleep, till I go to bed, till I sleep at night, always I am acting. Acting. That's the only thing going on. I may be sitting still, but still my mind will be thinking. So that's a mental action. That's also an action. Not a gross action, but a subtle action. The thoughts in my mind is an action. My physical action. So action is a thing that is most familiar to all of us. So if you are able to cultivate an attitude through that particular thing with which you are most familiar, that will be easy. Because that's the thing we are always doing. So that can be used as a medium. So by performing actions, we are trying to go beyond the actions. By using the mind, we are trying to go beyond the mind. Because we don't know what is beyond the mind, but we know what is the mind. So using the mind, Using that thing which I know, I can go beyond that. So that is the logic. So using the very same actions that we are doing each and every moment. Krishna says, Nahi kasit shananapi jadu dakkati akarmakrit. Not even for a moment, living beings can remain actionless. By force of helplessly, by the force of nature, they are made to work. So, when we are awake, we are acting physically as well as mentally. And when we sleep, when we are having deep sleep, there's physiological action going on. Your heart is still beating. Just because we go to bed, the heart doesn't stop, isn't it? The heart stops, finished. You won't get up next day. So, just because we go into deep sleep, my heart is still beating. The blood is still circulating. The lungs is still functioning. So, even when we sleep, there are actions going on in our body. So, that's why Krishna says, not even for a moment, you can remain actionless. But actions are three different levels, that's all. But still there are actions. So, that's why the philosophy of Karma Yoga came into existence. Because karma is the only thing that you are doing all the time. So let us use this karma and convert it to yoga, karma yoga. That's the logic behind it. This is selfless action. So selfless action is actually karma yoga because I don't expect anything from it. Anything in return for that particular action. I offer it. Because I love Amma. I like Amma. So that's yoga. So if you are able to continue this, you have pure mind. You get pure mind. So the attitude should be right. So action performed with the right attitude is karma yoga. Of course, that's not going to give you the knowledge. That will come later. This is the way we start with. So right attitude is very, very important. Now one time when Amma was in Europe, whenever Amma goes to Europe, I mostly work in the kitchen. I spend 3-4 hours in the kitchen. One day in one place, one city, where Amma was having program, the kitchen was far away. It's almost a 3-4 minutes walk from the hall. So after working in the kitchen for 3-4 hours, I came back to the hall where Amma's darshan was going on. I went near Amma. And as soon as I went there, Amma said, hey, go. And Amma asked me to bring a person, fetch a person from the kitchen. This happened many years back, at least 15 years back. So I had some knee surgery. I had it's a minor surgery though, 2 on left knee and 1 on right knee. So I was just recovering from that. It was okay, I was able to walk. So when Amma asked me to bring this person from the kitchen, I thought to myself, my God, I just came from the kitchen. And you are asking me to go again to the kitchen. It's a good walk of 4 to 5 minutes. Can't you ask someone else to do it for me? Amma, it's not fair. I just thought to myself, I didn't express myself, just thought to myself. Then I was trying to find a shortcut. If there was anyone else who could go for me and get this person. And I didn't have a phone also with me. So I was looking for someone, but I could not succeed. So then what to do? I just started walking. Because I cannot say, Amma, I cannot do it. So I just started walking. And when you go out of the hall, in that particular hall, you have to go to the bookstore. You might have seen the bookstore that runs during Amma's program. And they have so many items, books and this mala, bracelets, the article shoes by Amma, all those things are there. Then there's a ladies section where you have all this, the clothing, the Indian clothing, shalwar kameez, whatever, churidar, whatever it is, saris, all these things are there. So on that, near this area where they sell the garments, ladies' garments, there is a small enclosure. So when the ladies buy the their dress, shalwar kameez or whatever it is. This room is for them to go inside, change their dress, and look at the mirror to see how beautiful they look with the new dress. So I was going by the side, means not necessarily I was going by the side, it was on the way. Don't think that I intentionally went that way. It was on the way. I had to go to the bookstore. So there, I found a suspicious movement inside the enclosure. A strange movement inside the enclosure. So immediately I was reminded of something that happened in the previous city. In the previous city there was some theft in the bookstore. Somebody stole something in the bookstore. Many items were stolen from the bookstore. So I came to know that. Then when I was walking and I saw the suspicious movement inside the enclosure, I thought maybe someone is trying to steal something. So then I barged into the enclosure. So there was a lady trying to change her dress, removing her dress and then she put on the new dress. I don't want to tell you what I saw there, but I leave it to you. You can imagine anything you want. I leave it to you. So I screamed immediately. And that lady did not like that. She screamed even louder than me. Then, till a few moments ago, I was complaining that I cannot walk. Now I ran from there. I don't know. Where from I got the energy to run. I didn't stop anyway. I passed even the kitchen. I went past even the kitchen. Because I was afraid the lady might call police, isn't it? Some strange fellow is entering my place. Then there is another Swami who almost looks like me. He looks like me. Amudatma Swami. So I had doubt because we look almost similar. So I called him immediately. See, there's some lady might come and so be careful. But she didn't come. I later found that she didn't come. So, what I want to tell you is that when the Guru is asking you to perform something, if you don't have the right attitude, sometimes the Guru may go to the extreme of giving you a hard lesson. You learn it. So that was not the right attitude. Amma proved, Amma showed me that you should not have that. Even if, you cannot do it, don't entertain any resistance to what the Guru says. You just accept it, someone will come to you. Someone will come and help you. If you are able to accept it, someone will come and help you. So don't have any resistance to what the Guru tells you. That should be our attitude. So later, this is an example of what attitude you should not have when the Guru tells you to do something. Then after many years, recently, maybe 3-4 years back, not recently, we were in Singapore and one or two Swamis did not come for the tour, so I had their work also to do. So I was very busy. And we came from Malaysia, where I also had to work a lot. Then last year, my knee became really swollen. So I was going to tell Amma that when we go back to India, I would like to go to Amma's hospital and get an MRI scan. Because usually after Singapore program, Amma goes to Cochin. That's where her next program is. So Cochin is where Amma's hospital is functioning. So I went to Amma on the stage, just to tell her, I get her permission, that shall I go to Ames Hospital to get an MRI scan on my knee, which is very painful and swollen. So before I could tell this to Amma said, hey, you have to go to Malaysia again. Because we just came from Malaysia. Said, you have to go to Malaysia and talk to the devotees, they are trying to find there was some issue. So you have to go to Malaysia. Here I was about to tell Amma that I want to go to the hospital. And she said, no, you go to Malaysia. But I didn't have any resistance because I remember this incident in I remember doing it. I said, no problem, Amma, I will go to Malaysia. I stay, do whatever you want me to do. So I did not have any resistance. I went to Malaysia, I had to stay there for 1 week, and then came back to India, no problem. The swelling reduced, no problem. Till now, I'm fine. Almost 4 years had gone, till now I have no problem. Well, later I told this, both incidents to Amma. And she said, it's true, the Guru tells you something when there is no resistance. Even if you are not able to do it at that particular situation, if you just accept it, the grace will flow to you. The grace will freely flow to you. But when you have resistance, you yourself are creating an obstacle for the grace to flow. Let it be any work. Even if you cannot do it, you try doing it, certainly someone will help you or Guru's grace will help you to accomplish. So that's the lesson I learned from these two incidents. So, this is the attitude that we should have. Amma is trying to help us to cultivate this attitude by giving us a little bit of work like this. So, if you are able to have this attitude, then we will not be upset. Whatever results the action might bring. Because I have already offered it to Amma. Then whatever I get out of that action, whatever result I may get, let me accept as Amma's will. Because Amma knows what is good for me, what is not good for me. Even though it may seem not good initially, maybe that's the best thing for me. The Amma knows that. Now Amma is not going to give us difficulties. She is here to help us, make us happy. And Amma always says that my purpose is to make you happy, not only in this birth, but in all future births. So that is, by cultivating only a right attitude, we can be happy, isn't it? If you don't have a right attitude, we cannot be happy. Why many people are unhappy? Because they are not able to have the right attitude of facing life or living the life. So attitude is very, very important, not just actions. So when Amma says, my purpose is to make you happy not only in this birth, but in all future birth, means by making us grow spiritually. Only a person who is growing spiritually can take everything in the right frame of mind. That's what Amma is doing. Look at Amma's life also. She didn't have an easy life. I would say she has the most hardest life. Even now she is having the hardest life. For all of us, it's enough if we take care of our family members. Now in Puri itself, there are almost 1,000 families living. 4,000 members living. She has to take care of all these family members, all these people. And each one is having different mindset, from different countries, different culture. And Amma has to deal with all these people. So it's not an easy thing. You are not able to even deal with your family, with your wife and husband or children. Here is Amma dealing with everything. So she still has the hardest life, but she is always smiling. Isn't it? She is always smiling. But how many of us are able to smile? Amma has no complaint. Because she has the right attitude. I have come to this world, this is all what I can expect from this world. She is not having any higher expectation from the world. This is all I can expect from the world. Amma says, I look at a frog as a frog. You know frog? I look at a frog as a frog. I don't look at a frog as an elephant. So I am never disappointed with my attitude. We may be disappointed. Oh, Amma is always like this. She is not crying. She is not upset. She is not sad like us. So we may be upset with Amma's attitude, but Amma is never upset with that attitude. So she has the right attitude. So she is never upset. That's a great quality, isn't it? We just think of it, how your life will be. You are not upset with anything that happens to you, you are able to accept everything with the right frame of mind, then this is Jivan Mukti. Liberation even while living. Liberation even by living, which is called Jivan Mukti. You will handle all the problems like Amma does. Amma is not retired to a forest or solitude. She is in the middle of the world. She is more active than anyone else in the world. And what all kinds of problems Amma is dealing with. And still, totally unaffected. She is like butter in water. It always floats in water. Butter? It always floats in water. It is in water, but it is never affected by water. That's because of her attitude. So that's what Amma is showing her through her life. And that's what we have to learn from Amma. That's why she is giving us opportunity to do seva. She comes to all the cities. There's no need for Amma to do it. She can happily, relax without doing anything. But still she is doing everything. She is trying to fit in more and more in our day-to-day schedule to help us. If you look at her routine, we wonder how she is able to do it without being touched by any of these things. Always fresh. When she comes to the stage, she looks so fresh. And after meeting thousands of people, when she gets up on the stage to go back to her room, she looks even more fresh. And you can look at her face. When we go back to the room after darshan, we will be half asleep. With her hair disheveled, with long eyes, hanging cheek. But Amma is even much fresher than when she entered the hall. What is the secret? It's attitude. So, before we perform an action, we have to have this attitude. Because after you have performed your action, it is difficult to create the attitude later. So that the right attitude, proper attitude, has to be created before you perform an action. After you perform your action, you cannot create the attitude because you already performed an action. So if you have performed an action without right attitude, you will be expecting something from that action. The best thing from the action, isn't it? Is it not? When you perform an action, what is your expectation? They should give me the best result. Why after all we perform an action? Because we want a result. So when I perform an action without right attitude, I would be expecting the best result for this action. But someone says, the result may not be the best result. It may be a bad result or a worse result or an opposite result. Because I cannot really command this result should come to me. The result depends on many factors, as Amma always says that. So, if I have not created the right attitude before performing an action, it will be difficult for me to create an attitude before I enjoy the result, before I get the result. Because I already have a lot of expectation. Then the result comes, it's not up to my expectation, then I am very upset, angry, disappointed. But if I have the right attitude before performing an action, then whatever the result comes, I will be able to accept it. Because I already have a right attitude. And I am not expecting this to happen, this result will come. Whatever comes out of it, I am happy because Amma's prasad. So I have created a right attitude to accept the result as well. So which is better? To create the attitude before performing the action or after performing the action? Tell me, which is better? Before performing action. So, it's difficult to create the right attitude after I perform an action. It's like a story that Amma once said. Man had some physical health, some stomach problem. He goes to a pharmacy shop and gets some medicine, liquid medicine, and then he takes a dose. But after taking the dose, he finds out in the bottle it's written, in India, they usually write, shake well before you use. Shake the bottle well before you use. So he forgot to read the instruction. He took his dose of medicine. Later he finds out, oh my God, they asked me to shake the bottle well before I take. No, I have taken the medicine without shaking the bottle. So what shall I do? He started shaking his body. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Similarly, after performing an action, if I am trying to create an attitude, that's not going to happen. So, create the right attitude before we perform any action. But mostly what we do is, we are waiting to enjoy the result of an action, is it not? We mostly are not enjoying the action because we are more focused on the result of the action. So I always wait to enjoy the result of my action. That's where the problem is. Sometimes the action is not as per my expectation, so I am not able to enjoy. Some others will be enjoying it. Oh, he didn't get it, I'm happy, he didn't get it. So, but I am not able to enjoy the result of the action. So we always wait to enjoy the result of the action, of an action. But Amma says, I am enjoying the very action. That is the secret. I am enjoying the very action. I don't wait to enjoy the result of the action. See the difference? I enjoy the very action that I am performing. I don't wait to enjoy the result of an action. So that's what gives Amma so much inspiration. She's always inspired. She's always enthusiastic. Because she focuses only on the action, not on the result. Anyhow, the result is going to come to you. Whether you like it or not, the result is going to come to you, is it not? So, focus more on your action. The result will take care of itself. So, Amma is never upset. And then another thing is, if you are able to enjoy the action, even the prarabdha cannot affect you, cannot stop you from enjoying the action. Because the prarabdha starts its operation only when the result is going to come to you. See, some of you may, I hope you understand prarabdha. Prarabdha means the result of our past actions. It can be from this birth or maybe previous birth or birth before that. That is what is called prarabdha. So, the prarabdha can affect the result of an action. I may perform very well, but I may not get the desired result. Because my prarabdha operates, the result of my previous karma operates, and maybe this is the time I have to be disappointed. Or I have to be upset with the situation. That's my prarabdha. But if you have learned to enjoy the action, the prarabdha cannot do anything. You can always be happy. So this is the secret of Amma's undying enthusiasm, her constant inspiration in performing the action. And she always feels fresh. She never thinks, oh, I have done this already many times. Suppose Amma thinks, I have done this thing many times, why should I do it? Nobody will get darshan from Amma. Nobody will get darshan from Amma, because Amma has been giving darshan to people like this for the past 45 years, almost from 1975 onwards. And every day she comes, my God, today also I have to do it. So many people for darshan. And not only then, everyone is going to come and tell his problem or her problem, and same problem. Whether it's America, Europe, or Australia, or Singapore, same problem. Isn't it? What are our common problem? I have a health problem, my relationship problem, family problem, money problem, job problem. This is all. Everywhere Amma goes, this is the problem. The general set of problems. So how long can Amma go on hearing these problems? If your children come and tell you something again and again a few times, you are so upset. But here is Amma who is listening to the same problem from the same person. Till the problem is solved, they keep on telling Amma, as though Amma doesn't remember this. Amma remembers more than you. So she never gets tired because she likes the action. If she is liking the result, finish. She cannot give us darshan. But because she likes the action, is going on forever and ever with the same spirit, same attitude, same enthusiasm. There is no boredom. One never feels bored. So these things are for us to learn from Amma. Not that Amma needs to do all these things. There is no need for Amma to do these things. And no Mahatma has done this also. That means innumerable number of Mahatmas, many number of Mahatmas, realized masters. But no master has done this like Amma is doing. Even though they are all one in the same consciousness, consciousness-wise there is no difference. The Krishna, Rama, Raman Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Consciousness-wise or Atman-wise or Brahman-wise, they are the same Brahman, same Atman, same consciousness. But if you look at the activities, the actions, that's where Amma is outstanding. She excels all incarnations. The actions she performs. And her field of activity is so vast. That's what I am saying. Usually ashram means some meditation, puja, worship, those things. But here, Amma is into all fields of activity, but what Amma says is, perform those actions with the right attitude. Whether it's education, or social service, any action, have the spiritual attitude of karma yoga. So everything is spirituality. If you depend only the puja and other things as spirituality, then a major portion of your life is non-spiritual, isn't it? But Amma is telling us to look every action, everything with a spiritual outlook. So everything becomes a spiritual practice. That's Amma's message. That's Amma. That's why Amma is also working. Because Amma should not create confusion. If Amma sits quiet without doing anything, always commanding us, do this, do that, then we will think, oh, Amma is not doing anything, she is simply commanding anyone. Why should I do it? You also will start commanding. Asking others to do it, do this, do that. But Amma does not want to create this confusion. Na buddhi bhedim janayed, ajnanam karma sanginam. Whatever I do, logas thara anuvartade, means should not create confusion in the people who are ajnanis, ignorant, and attached to the actions. That's what Krishna says. Na buddhi bhedam janayed. Don't create confusion in the people who are ignorant and who are attached to the actions. Attached to the action means I am expecting a result. I want this particular result. That is what is called attachment. So whatever I do, the world takes lesson from me. That's why Krishna was working all the time. He was focused on dharma. As Amma says, before the war broke out between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, the Pandavas representing the dharma, Kauravas representing the adharma. Before the war broke out, Krishna went as a messenger to the Kauravas, to Duryodhana, who was the leader of the Kauravas, knowing fully well that he is not going to accept the peace treaty. Krishna knew that, but still he went and tried to broker peace between the warring factions. Krishna knew he would not agree, but still Krishna went because Later, people should not feel that, oh, if I had gone to them with the message of peace, this war could have been averted. So he did go there, even though knowing that it's not going to happen. That means you perform your action. Don't worry about the result. Because only performing an action is within your control. Result is not in your control. It's a beautiful message. It's a very beautiful message. Very dynamic message for each and every living human being. Each and every living human being. It's a beautiful message. And Amma is embodiment of that. Almost 20 hours a day sometimes he is giving darshan. There are people who got a lot of benefit from Amma. After some time they also turn against Amma. Yes, they write bad things about Amma, but Amma is never upset. She is never upset. She knows this is what this person can do. So she did not have any unreasonable expectation with that person, from that person. We are not like that, isn't it? I heard someone, sometimes the person may criticize me after receiving all my help. Then you don't want to look at the person, isn't it? And he becomes my sworn enemy in my life. Whenever I look at the person, I am so agitated. He is not agitated, but I am agitated to look at the person. So in that case, Amma should always be agitated, isn't it? Because there are so many people who are turning against Amma after getting all this benefit. They talk bad about Amma once in a while, or maybe always. But Amma never cares. That's the attitude. See, these are the things that we have to learn from Amma. It's not that, it's just for Amma. It's for me. It's for you. Because you have more responsibility. I have no responsibility. You have more responsibility. You have a family, you have children to raise, you have a job, you have to make money. So you have more responsibility. So you are the one who should be having this attitude. Just praying alone is not enough. You have to work. Praying alone is not enough. Amma says one person was traveling and the wheel of his car got stuck in a pit, and he came out of the car and sitting near the car and